just one of them days, and I'm sitting here thinking about my daughter, missing my child. Yeah. Sorry, y'all. I have to keep some darkness. Oops. I have to drop stuff. But yeah, missing my child, and thinking about basically like, I don't feel like they intended for it to be a setup, but I think somewhere along the lines it was like, oh no, this person is too powerful. We're gonna have to do this, or it's too much power in this household. I mean, yeah, it's still power in this household, but so we're gonna have to team up against them. And I get that a lot, where people just try to gang up on me, one person. So that means, like, that lets me know that y'all, I would consider them low lives, but y'all, some people call low vibration and all that. I don't really fully understand that, so I don't use those terms, but um, just low life. You don't have nothing better to do than to plot or scheme on the next person, as opposed to your mind saying, "Dang, that person's smart. Why don't we?" You know what I'm saying? Be respectful and peacefully team up in this and third. But the areas that they wise in, they good. The areas we wise in, we good. And learn from one another and stuff like that. But they don't be thinking like that. And I'm at a place where I definitely don't give a damn. I just want to come in contact with people that do think like that, and but it is what it is. So yeah, thinking of my child, and how basically the boy's dad and my daughter's dad, they did shake hands again in this yard. So of course they're gonna be held accountable. I mean, because at that point in time, I don't think they was coming into agreement with each other as far as coming against me. But I feel like it's kind of symbolic now that I just look back or whatever. But I, you hope and pray that they come to their senses and just stop, because really it's gonna be self-destructive. But they still have tried to sabotage and try to destroy me in the process. Especially again, that major thing is just with my daughter. So it's like, y'all gonna talk to each other and communicate regarding it. It would be fine if you communicated regarding the children. That's what I wanted initially, but y'all just want to do it y'all's way or whatever, and that's not, to me, that's not right, because that means you're trying to go around me, you're trying to exclude me. Now, I don't strongly feel it right now, like they're doing it at this moment. But when it happens, I'll be like, oh yeah, they're trying to get me up out of here. But to God be all the glory, but God, because God got the first and the final say. I just had to go in the back and make some adjustments to my gazebo. I did not want to, because I just don't want people in my business. I want people in my business and stuff. Yep, there you go. But yeah, I don't like that. I don't appreciate it, but I trust God. Just sure as these winds are blowing heavy, and again, He's reminding me you're not in control. I went and made some adjustments. Don't even know how much that's going to restrain, or is it constraints? uh, but restrain my gazebo from flying away, because it's definitely a gusty day. It's not just a windy day; it's gusts of wind. um. And that's what took it down the last time. Just one big gust. And I don't want it to be a hazard and, fly off into the street in the way of somebody else, when they're driving or anything like that. So we do want to be held accountable, want to be responsible. That's why you want to do things right and as perfect as possible. Where I feel like I lack or don't have that second person, second man, I'd still be like, I'm not trying to blame them, but I hold the males that I'm connected to accountable, that I had children with. Even the one that, I came from, so-called whatever. And my so-called stepdad, he could be held accountable, but he would be the, like, a last resort. Because really, these other ones, y'all need to take responsibility for, to me, this household in a sense. But because they're not physically here, I'm like, nah, you know what I'm saying? I'm good, because I'm not inviting you here. I'm not welcoming you here. You caused too much trouble and stuff when you was here. That's both of my children's fathers. When I was still basically trying to get past my daughter's dad, uh, he was still, again, drawing attention to my household, coming out my house. And as soon as somebody see him, can I get a cigarette? Or, you know what I'm saying? That's what they get him with. Let me get a cigarette coming out my house. I don't smoke, so that doesn't happen to me. That don't trip me up. You know what I'm saying? We all got stuff to trip us up. But that's what they did, and I'm noting it. I'm saying it again on here. Both of them. Again, one of them I felt like he could be more prone because those was his relatives. My daughter's dad, just because you knew them or, you know what I'm saying, associated, because he wasn't. I ain't seen him just hanging over there, but you associated with them, that don't mean that you just stop everything you're doing, you know what I'm saying? Or even when you leaving out of here, it needs to be high and by and go on. You checking the mailbox, you taking the trash out. And I'm not trying to dominate men. I'm just trying to get order, because when it's disorderly, it gets like this. It tries to get chaotic to where I gotta try to think ahead. People say it's overthinking, but I gotta try to think ahead. Like, oh Lord, again with my gazebo, for example. Some people say just take it down. If I had the manpower, that's what I was trying to say. The other manpower to just easily put it up and take it down, I definitely would. If I had a shed to store it in, instead of me having to bring all the pieces in the house all the time, I would do that. But you know, I don't. So this is what I do. So I had to just like nigger rig it. I had to let my jacuzzi, I had to let it down, which I can, that's not a major thing because it's easy to blow back up, but still, it's just the lack of manpower over here. That's what I feel like. And again, both my children's fathers, they allow so many people to distract them and try to basically come into what I was trying to establish. So that's where we at. But and then I was gonna mention how my, just how my boy, if I haven't mentioned it before, how my boys is that he the type to say, like for example, he told me I used to keep the blinds closed or whatever, got it from my grandma, because I liked it dark in the room, cool, and I didn't really like it. I don't like it being cold, but I liked it cool and stuff like that. And because I just thought it was good I never had no headaches like that, but I don't know, I thought it was therapeutic. But really, when it's daytime, you should let the light in, the sunlight and stuff like that. So he was just like, open the blinds or whatever. So he's the type that would tell you, you need to open the blinds, and he didn't really go into detail why. But I felt like almost immediately when he said it, I was like, it's beneficial. He's not telling me to do nothing wrong. Not do. I was going to say for a change, but if he wants me to do something wrong, he don't really tell me. He has other ways of trying to be telepathic. Is that right? Something like that. But and that's how he think he could get me to do stuff or whatever. Well, at the time, not now. Well, who knows? Because I haven't interacted with him like that. But he'll do that, and then he'll say, "Well, who told you to open the blinds, or or don't for basically like he's supposed to be taking credit. Don't forget who told you to open the blinds." I understand that you want credit for helping somebody in a certain area, or you know what I'm saying, or assisting somebody in a certain area. That's fine, but I think it's the moments he get it mixed up. The moments, like he hollered that out when he was sitting. He just used that as like material, comedy material, when he was sitting over there in September of 2019, and he was saying that sitting next to his so-called aunt, great aunt, no, not great aunt. And when he was like going back and forth for me, the time when he asked me for help or whatever, so I was like, wait, what? And then he claims that he brought peace over here and stuff like that. No, baby, I knew God. I didn't know. I knew of peace. Let me just say that. As far as him, he wasn't. He wasn't peaceful. He seemed chaotic. He seemed. I do know that his mom always quoted that scripture, peace be still, this and the third. And he said he brought peace over here. I still have yet to find out as far as it being more peaceful after I encountered him. I can't admit to that. As far as me knowing more about peace, should I say? Yeah, I definitely. But he, you know what I'm saying, he's not the one who made me exercise it, or, you know what I'm saying, and, give me a deep, or that I don't feel, give me a